Now, what if you've got something modeled and you need to add vertices to it? Let me show you a way to do that. First, you've got to select it. You've got to make sure that it's an editable poly, which it is. And you've got to go to Vertex Subobject Mode. And then way down here under Edit Geometry, you'll see a thing called Slice Plane. Now you can see right now the slice plane is kind of in the same plane the door is in. Well, if I turn on my rotate, my angular snap tool, and I go to my rotate control, and I rotate, let me show you this in a little bit better view. Let me turn off the grid too by hitting G. Rotate, and I'll grab the red line. I'll just rotate this plane 90 degrees. If you see in the lower left hand corner of the screen, that's 90 degrees there. And then I can move this up, and I can do a slice, and I can move it down, and I can do a slice, and I can rotate it 90 degrees, and then I can move it. So I'm moving this plane around, this slice plane, and then hitting the slice button and getting some appropriate results. I'll turn off the slice plane, I'll turn off editable poly, and now I could go in, well, I would go into my front view probably, get right back into Vertex Subobject Mode, grab both those vertices and adjust them, and so on. That's the idea. But this one's actually the better door on the right, so let's get rid of that other one. And now that we got the door, we'll build the bulkhead around it. I think I can do this real fast. So start off with a box, and notice that my box is already set to 3 by 3 sections. That's good. That'll actually save me some time. Well, maybe not. I need I've got one too many right here, so I'm going to go to my length segments and say that's just one length segment that I need that on. And let's change the height on that to something smaller. This is the type of a bulkhead you'll see, let's say, on a submarine or a ship. Okay, so that's my first box. Now I'm going to hold down my Shift key and grab this Y arrow, and I've just cloned a box. And what kind of clone do you want? A copy. Okay, so I've got these two. Now I'm going to right click one of them and go to Convert to Editable Poly. Now that that's converted, I'm going to go to, under Edit Geometry, I'm going to go to Attach, and attach this model to the other model. So there's two models that are acting as one now, even though they're not connected. So now I'm going to go into my Orbit tool and turn off Attach, and up here at the top again I can go to Polygon Subobject Mode, grab one polygon, I can rotate around with my Orbit tool and hold down my Control key and pick the other polygon. So I've got two polygons selected, and then I can use the Bridge command, and notice I hit it right on this little square, so I have the settings up for me. I'm going to increase the number of segments so you can see that, and I'm going to change the taper so you can see that. And there's more you can do with this, but actually I only need one segment, so I'm going to do one and apply. Now when I apply, it leaves the command up for me to go and grab some more. So now I can also hit my middle mouse button and Alt and orbit this thing around and hold down my Control key, grab the other one, it automatically does a bridge, I hit OK. There's my bulkhead. Let's put a material on that bulkhead. So normally what I'll do is click on this yellow bar to get out of Editable Poly Subobject Mode. So now I've got the object selected. I'll go to Materials, grab my material by hitting the Diffuse button. I'm going to show you another way. Make this box a little smaller so you can see it. And what we did last time was we clicked right here for the Diffuse button. I'm going to show you the other way, which is to go to Maps and see where Diffuse Color is. Click the None button, double click Bitmap, go find your material. I've got one bulkhead wall that I made in Photoshop, and then I'll just apply it to the material and show the material in viewport. And okay, now what am I missing here? One thing I'm missing, it's usually a real good idea, is go to the modifier list, go to your UVW map, and just do a planar map, or in some cases a box map. And now we've got our bulkhead. It's a little bit misaligned, it's a little bit too thick because we didn't check the thicknesses when we were building this, but I'm not worried about that for the moment. Let's look at it from the top view. Now if you really want to change that, can you change it? Yes. Just go to Editable Poly, go to the vertices, grab all those vertices with an implied window on the back side, and just kind of press it into place using that arrow. And where's the image? Let's just right click and go to Smooth plus Highlight so we can see it. G to turn the grid off. Now one last thing on the door. Let's go to our hierarchy panel, it's the third button over, and go to Effect Pivot Only. Now I'm going to look from the, let's say, front view, and I'm going to move this pivot all the way over to where the hinges would be, or the hinges would be, and then go to the top view, and I'm just checking it out. Probably that's where I'd want my hinges, out there on the front somewhere. It's probably where it would sit. And then I'll turn off Effect Pivot Only. Make sure you turn that off. Okay, now we're going to do the animation part. So we'll just do a auto key animation. We're starting on frame 0. We're going to go to frame 20. I'm going to click on the door. I'm going to use the rotate button. I'm going to drag it right around this axis. It's the Z axis in this case. And open the door, let's say that much. And maybe on frame 0, I'll just hold down my shift key, press, drag, release on it to copy that frame, so now the thing's it opens and shuts. So that's a really quick and dirty bulkhead.